Good evening, y'all. This is the Iron Sharpens Iron podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy. Tonight, I'm on my way to work, and probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm looking at the road, and I'm just gonna talk to the phone. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's really started coming up just, recently. As some of you know, and I don't know who's going to watch this, it'd probably just be my ISI guys, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. But if anybody else comes across this, we've got a men's group. It's a discipleship group. It's a fellowship group. It's just a brotherhood. We go. We work one chapter a week. We study it. We read it. We study it. We meditate on it. We take notes on it. We ask questions about it. At the end of the week, Sunday night, we get together and we hash it all out. And when this started, I started with John, because I believe John is one of the best jump-off points for baby Christians. And the reason I say that is because it gives you that good bedrock as far as your faith goes. Because you understand who Jesus is, and that is the bedrock. That is the cornerstone, of our faith. So if you have a great understanding, a good understanding, a small understanding of who Jesus is, then you have something to work with when it comes to reading the rest of the Bible. And a lot of people will pick the Bible up, and a lot of people are doing it right now with everything that's been happening in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the surge of people coming into their faith. They're picking their Bibles up. They're going out to Mardell's. They're going to Christian bookstores. They're getting on Amazon. They're getting, wherever. And they're buying a Bible, a physical Bible. Or they're getting on their phone and they're getting the Bible app. And the first thing they do is turn to Genesis. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But my thinking is, if I have a foundation, I can work up. So we work week by week, chapter by chapter. This week we're in chapter 6, John 6. And the only thing I have to say about 2 baby Christians is try your hardest, because I know if you pick the Bible up, it's very, very, very intimidating, especially depending on the translation you go. If you pick up a King James and start reading it, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking King James, but it's a difficult read. And if you start in Genesis, it'll be really easy to get discouraged, because what does this mean? So the reason, the reason we're in John, we're going to get that bedrock. But a lot of people right now, especially with everything going on, and then you've got the Jewish holidays, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, whatever it is, you've got so-called prophets out there who are claiming, oh, this is it. This is the end. This is the end. He's coming back. Well, let's see. Today is the 24th. He was supposed to be back yesterday. And as far as I know, he didn't come back. Not yesterday. And I got a lot to say on the false prophets, but that's for another time. So not only are baby Christians jumping in, and when I say baby Christians, please don't take offense to that, but we all started somewhere, and we started as a baby, and it's the same thing with our faith. So anyhow, you've got these baby Christians who are jumping into the very first book of the Bible, and you've got baby Christians who are jumping into the very last book of the Bible. If you don't know who Jesus is, if you don't truly know who Jesus is, you're not really going to understand what you're reading there. Given. If the Holy Spirit's leading you, maybe he'll open your eyes to it. And that's what we should be. That's what we should be doing. We should be praying. And that's a huge thing. We should be praying for the Lord to open our eyes, open our ears, and open our hearts to His Word. To guide us. I tell people all the time, they kind of look at me crossways. I'm like, the Holy Spirit is your internal GPS. He guides you which way you're supposed to go. So I said all that to say this. There's nothing wrong with going to Genesis. There's nothing wrong with getting into the Levitical law. There's nothing wrong with getting into the other three Gospels. There's nothing wrong with going to Revelation. But you need to have that foundation, and that foundation is Jesus. You need to know who He is when reading the Bible. Otherwise, you may take it all in, but I don't believe you're going to completely understand what it is that's been being said there, unless you have that. My prayer for anybody who's watching this, if you are a baby Christian, I pray that you stay in prayer, that you stay in communion, with our God, and that you allow Him to be that guide. Don't try to go at this alone. A lot of people do, and they, like I said, they get discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Yeah, it's a big book. 66 books to be exact. It's a big, thick book. But don't be discouraged. Don't be scared of it. And if you take any of my advice, maybe get into one of the Gospels. Maybe learn who Jesus is before you dive headfirst into end times. You dive headfirst into the beginning of time. I know it seems counterproductive to go to the middle and work your way out, but believe me, it works. It does truly work. It works so well. And if you don't believe me, you can ask some of the guys who I speak with on a daily basis, and they'll tell you, yeah, it was hard to get into it until I kind of got a grasp on who Jesus was. Anyhow, I hope you all have a blessed night or day, depending on when I put this video out. And stay in prayer, stay in the Word, and act like men. We'll see y'all later.